Ladies and gentlemen, my name is James Garesbrook, also known as the Intrepid Wino, and welcome to the first in a new style, a new type of Let's Taste video that I'm going to start doing. Normally, of course, I will open a bottle of wine and share my impressions, talk a little bit about it, but in this case I'm actually going to do a little bit of wine and food pairing. As you can probably see, I have some lasagna in front of me. It is a vegetarian lasagna, and I have a wine that I thought I would open because I think that there's a chance that it probably would match pretty well together, and I will share my reasoning with you very soon. But the wine that I'm going to be opening is made by my most recent guest on the Vincast Podcast, episode 80, Alex Byrne, who is originally from Ballarat but has had quite a bit of varied winemaking experience and now is making his own wines under the Byrne Wines brand. He is also involved with the Noisy Ritual Urban Winery project, which is fantastic. I heartily recommend you get on board the project, sign up for the 2016 program, and if you do, make sure that you use the code Let's Taste in the dietary requirements section when you sign up to get a free bottle of one of the 2015 wines. But the wine that I'm opening today is a different brand that he's involved with, called Liquid Rock and Roll. It is a Nebbiolo, which, of course, if you know anything about me, you would know that I am very interested in Italian grape varieties, particularly grown in Australia. So I jumped at the opportunity to taste this Nebbiolo. It is from the Heathcote region, I do believe. It is grown by, again, former podcast guests, the Chalmers. And of course they focus on Italian grape varieties. They are what I consider to be more, the Italian varieties and other alternative varieties are possibly more suited to the Australian climate. So this is a 2013 vintage. So let's crack it open and have a taste before we see if we can pair it with the food. So I'll give myself a healthy pour this time. So, Nebbiolo typically is a lighter coloured, a lighter intensity as far as appearance, but is typically very intense. Usually higher tannins and higher acids than you probably would expect for a wine of that consistency. Quite brooding, dark red fruits, dried florals. This is quite characteristic of Nebbiolo, grown in a sort of cool, warm-ish climate. Heathcote is a relatively warm climate, so this is quite typical of the variety in that kind of climate. It's opening up. There is some exuberance, definitely florals. There's sort of, I can sort of sense a crunchiness to it. You can almost smell the acids, which is actually technically not possible, just like you can't smell sweetness. Let's taste. It certainly is not shy in terms of that intensity of acid and tannin. The fruit's quite intense. There is a bit of warmth in here. So it packs a wallop, and that's possibly that's why I think a lot of people like it, but also some people possibly find it a little bit challenging because you think it's going to be just a very light, refreshing style of red wine, but in fact it is quite intense. There's a bit of grip, but it's not kind of too aggressive. I think it's still probably developing. It's going to show even better over the next couple of years, I think. So I think that's an excellent example, certainly representing the kind of wines that are best suited from that variety in Australia. So Alex, I think you've done a great job with that one. Now let's see how we go with the food pairing. The reason I have chosen the Nebbiolo is because I honestly feel that Italian foods match better with Italian grape varieties, particularly something like lasagna, which has got usually quite strong flavors, whether you've got meat or whether it doesn't have meat in it, or either way, it's quite intense. Very strong flavors, very, very clean flavors as well. And the acidity and the tannin in this Nebbiolo, I think, are going to pair well with lasagna. So let's have a bite of lasagna. Some pumpkin in there. So really, sort of things I like about Italian foods is they're very simple flavors. Not like simple in a bad way, but very, very approachable, very very relatable. You know what you're tasting, but they really fill the mouth. Interesting. Possibly Nebbiolo it's a little bit too tannic. Sangiovese, Montepulciano, Nero d'Avola to a certain extent. These are slightly softer in terms of the tannins that they may pair better with lasagna. But look, this has been an interesting exercise. It's something that I thought I'd try. So please let me know if you enjoyed this, if you thought it was helpful at all. Thank you, Alex, for the wine. Of course, thank you for being on the Vincast. Please do listen to that episode. It was a really great chat. I hope you guys are having a lovely February. Of course, as always, I've got lots more tastings coming up and lots more exciting guests on the Vincast. Please do come and visit me at intrepidwino.com. Leave me a comment on the website or follow me on Twitter and Instagram at intrepidwino. But until next time, cheers.